Swamp Cuda is a luxury car, performance car like them Ferraris and things. It's kind of hard to get into. There's no good way to crawl in here but head first. And you kind of got to, wiggle your way in. And the door doesn't exactly close. We're going to have to put a ratchet strap on there, a performance ratchet strap. And we do have a hole in the floor, but that's a different story. Once you're in the vehicle, you'll notice that the throttle cable is, hand operated. You got to kind of pull on this, and that the steering wheel is extremely hard to turn, but that's, performance there. One of these is your starter wire, and one of them's your fuel solenoid. You got to have one before the other, I think, somewhere in here. And this is your fuel solenoid wire because it's got the different end on it. We do have a Mopar performance tachometer. It doesn't work, nor does any of the other gauges in here. And you can see the water line of how high the water got up on this car when it was in a flood. Also, you have to watch your footing because there's a hole in the floor, and the shift linkage is operated by your hand. Down here, you got to pull this, and you kind of don't know which gear's what. You just don't want to end up in reverse when you're trying to go forward. Proper starting procedure requires you to pump the brake pedal at least 7 times, or at least until it really feels like you got brakes, which it really don't feel like that anyway, but right about there should be good. And then you operate the good old starter here, but you got to operate the throttle at the same time while holding the phone, so this may be difficult. We'll see how this works. There we go. The brakes kind of work. We'll take her for a spin in a little while. We have to adjust that front wheel again. We did it a minute ago, and it's out like that again. I'm going to say we have to adjust the camber in it again. And also, we're going to fix that hand throttle because you have to put too much pressure on that thing to keep it open, and it's a pain in the butt. It's probably because I have 2 throttle return springs on it, but that's no big deal. The brakes are working pretty good. We're going to bleed them one more time to be sure before we get it on the highway.